Hi, in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process in creating your first messenger ads. So today, if you are here looking for a way on how to set up your first messenger campaign, then you are in the right place. Before we start today's video, kindly subscribe to my channel that if I release another video, you may have access to that. Let's get started. So first of all, in order for you to start, you must currently have a personal Facebook account like this. And after you have that, just go on your left hand side here. You could probably see Ad Manager. In today's tutorial, we are not going to use a business manager. I am going to use a personal Ad Manager. So if you don't see your own like this, just scroll down and you might probably see it down here, and just click on that. If it is a new one, then it will allow you to accept Facebook policy. Then you could probably go ahead to do that. So when you click on that, that is going to bring you to an interface like this as your personal Facebook manager. Remember, this is not a business manager, but it all works the same as the business manager. There is no difference and there is nothing new. They are all the same, but just the name changes. So now that we are here in our personal business manager, the next thing that we need to do is to click on create. So when you click on create, it's going to bring a pop-up like this, which we can see the campaign objective you really want to choose. So on the left hand side, we have brand awareness, we have reach. In case you are trying to advertise or sell a new product, or you have your own brand of item and you want to reach people to have a knowledge about your new brand of item in the system, then you can go ahead and use brand awareness. And you can also use reach in the same way, which also works together. So when you look at the middle, which is a consideration, we have the traffic. In case you want to move people to your website, we have engagement. In case you want to like, share, and comment, you can go ahead to do that. In case you have an app and you really want people to interact with your app, then we have app installed. And in case you want people to watch your videos, then you can go and use video view. In case you want to get people's email, then go ahead and use lead generation. In case you want to allow people to interact with your message and know more about your business and know more details about what they really want to buy or engaging with your business, then we can go ahead and use messaging. Then we can also go ahead to convention, which talks about if you want people to purchase something from your website, then you can go ahead and use convention. Then if you want to sort things, maybe more than one item from your website, then you can go ahead and use catalog sales. So the last thing is store traffic. You want to send traffic to your store. The guys, you are able and entitled to use any one of them. But for the sake of today's tutorial, we are going to use messaging campaign. But let me remind you, we have messaging campaign as a main objective, and we also have a convention messaging campaign. That means when you click on convention, within the convention campaign, you are going to see messaging convention campaign. But for the sake of today's tutorial, we are going to use messaging, but it both works the same. So the next thing that I will do is to pick messaging, then I will click on continue. So when I click on continue, guys, it's going to bring us to an interface like this, which gives us more ways to play around that. So now that we are in our campaign, the next thing that we need to do, guys, is to put a campaign name. And also, I don't know if you really like to choose campaign budget optimization. The campaign budget optimization allows Facebook to spread your money on the best performing ad set. That is the reason of the campaign budget optimization. But in case you don't really want to use the campaign budget optimization and you really want to control your budget, hey Facebook, I don't want you to control my budget. I want to control the budget the way I really want it, in order for me to monitor the best asset which is working and which is not working, so that I can turn it off at any point in time. Then you must go ahead to asset level. So when you go to asset level and you scroll down here, you could probably see that you have a daily budget. So now you could probably see it has a daily budget. This one, you can only set a daily budget. Every day I want to control the money I spend, so that one you can just put in any amount over here. So guys, if you don't want this particular one, it has to. So now it is left to you to choose the one you really want. So now let me go back and start creating our campaign. So I will just go back to the main campaign. name. Then I'm going to put a campaign name. So let's assuming we are selling something like pet clipper. So I'll just go ahead and type in pet clipper. So the next thing that I'll be doing is to scroll down. Let's assume we are going to use campaign budget optimization. So you just need to turn on the campaign budget optimization. Like I said earlier, if you really don't want to use that, you can go ahead and off it. But we are going to use that, and we are going to run 3 ad sets. So probably we just have to turn this off. Then we have to put in $5, meaning $5, $10, $20. It depends what you really want, but I'm in the Philippines, so I'm going to put in $5, which is probably 250. That is 750 pesos. So then you just go ahead, then guys, you just click on next. So now we are in the ad set level. So when we are here in the asset level, we just have to put an asset name. So remember, from the campaign level, we put a pet clipper. So at the asset level, what I mostly do is to put the name of the audience I'm targeting in each asset, so that I can probably remember the audience and also know which audience is really performing well. So I'm going to put in dog. So permit me to do that. So the next thing that I'm going to do, guys, we already have messaging ticked over here. Then you go ahead and choose the page name you probably want to use. You can just play around with this, then choose the page name you really want to use. But for now, I'm going to use just leave this particular one here and scroll down here to the budget and schedule, probably the date and time. So now that we are here, guys, I want my campaign to start from 12 a.m. in the next day. So I'll go ahead and pick 12 in the 15th. Then I'm going to change this one to 00. So it is going to start on the 15th May. So the next thing that we need to do, guys, is to limit how Facebook is going to spend our money on each ad set. So we go ahead and click on show more, and that is going to allow you to play around with this. Then we click on set a limit. So I'm going to put in 250, which is $5, in order to control my spending, or to tell Facebook, even though you can play around with my money, you can spread the money according to the best one, but at least try to spend a minimum of this amount on each ad set. So now I'm going to scroll down, guys, and over here we are going to pick the location and also the age, the gender, and the target. And so I'll go ahead and click edit. So now I am here in the Philippines, so I'm going to leave the location as Philippines, and the age group also, guys, it depends on you which age group is really good for you. Probably the pet clipper can be sold to people from 18 to 65. It depends on you and how you want it. So let's assume maybe it is really good, something we can sell to people from 25 years to maybe 65 years. Then we can just set it like this. You can also just twist or play around with that and choose the one we really like. The gender also, you can just go ahead and click on this product. Is it good for all men, or is for only women or men? So the next thing that you need to do is to choose the one which is best fit, but I'm going to leave it in all. But it's only men, you go ahead and choose. It's for only women, you go ahead and choose, but it's for all, you leave it as it is. So the next thing that we are going to do is what is detailed targeting, guys. So we go ahead and click on edit. Then the next thing that we have to be doing is to choose the particular audience you want to target. But don't forget that from the beginning of the asset name, I put dog. The reason I put dog is the audience I'm going to target, in order for me not to forget. So I'm going to put in dog because we are selling a dog clipper, and people who like dog probably may need a dog clipper, right? So now we could probably see we have an audience size of 21 million to 25 million. If you think this audience size is too broad for you or is too large for you, you can go ahead and click on narrow audience. So probably I'll go ahead and do that, and I'm going to type in engage shoppers. So I'm going to choose this. So the reason of choosing engage shoppers, guys, it tells Facebook, hey Facebook, I'll limit to people who normally buy on Facebook. That is what I really like. So now we could see that the audience size has been limited to a fewer number, even though it's still 10 million, but guys, it's still good for that. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to scroll down. Then when it comes to the placement, so over here in placement is where Facebook is going to show your ads. Is your ads going to show to people in Instagram or whatever you want? So Facebook recommend automatic placement that allows them to show your ad to any people or to any platform they have. But I mostly want to use manual placement because I don't have Instagram account connected to my personal account. So I will just go ahead and just uncheck this. But if you have a personal Instagram account, then you can go ahead and connect that and leave this one unchecked. So the next thing that I'll be doing is scroll down, guys. Then we click on next. So now we are here in the ad level, and this is where we are going to put our creative. So now the next thing that we need to do, like I said, if you have an Instagram account, you can go ahead and connect that. But I have my Instagram account unchecked, so I'm not going to use that. But in case you have it, you can go ahead and leave it. So we are going to create the campaign entirely from scratch. So we are going to leave this one, which is create ad, as the ad setup. But probably maybe you have your creative or your campaign set in the page. Then you can go ahead and choose existing post, but we are going to create it from the scratch, so we are going to leave it like this. So we have a catalog sales. Maybe you have a website and you want to sell different kind of product to your audience, then you can go ahead and choose the carousel. So I will just scroll down here, and now it comes to media. This is where we are going to put our creative. So the next thing I will do is to create on media. We have an image ad, we have a video creative. So which of them do you probably have? You can just play around with the two depending on the one you have, but I have an image ad, so I'll just go ahead and choose this particular one, which has a prod clipper and a prod within that. That is the creative we are going to use. Then we click on done. So guys, we have our creative imported here. The next thing that we need to do is to add a text to our creative. That's what people is going to read, and it's going to drive them to create on that. So what do you think? Maybe probably I'm going to write get yours now. So I'll just put something simple like this just for you to have a fair knowledge or know what to do. So guys, go ahead and look for better creative for your particular item you are selling. You are selling. So now that we have our text being put in our creative, the next thing is to come to the headline. So guys, you can leave it at chat in Messenger, or you can go ahead and change this particular one. So probably what I like to do, because I'm selling this particular item, so I will probably write something like order here. Then I'm going to put a hand emoji to show that chat me in a messenger session. So just go ahead and grab some emoji and just paste it over here to make it more appealing and nicer to your audience, and try as well also to add some emojis to the primary text to make it more appealing, guys. So the next thing that we are going to do is to come back here with this one, in case you want to divert the chat to, sometimes maybe you have a VA who will chat for you. Maybe you can just connect the page, or you have a different page you have been using for quite long, then you can just divert the messages to that particular page. So the next thing that we need to do is the call to action, which we have sent messenger. If you click on that, it has a series of call to message, that is order now, and learn more, and a lot more you can probably choose from, but I'm going to leave it at send a message. So the next thing that we'll be doing is to come to this particular the message template. Then now when you click on edit, it is going to bring you a pop-up like this, which you have the access to twist the message and how you want to compose it. So I'll just go ahead and delete all and leave only one. Then I'm going to write how much. So when people click on my ad and when they play with my ad, this is how it is going to show them how much. So let's go ahead and test this particular when they click on here, the how much is going to pop up. So let's have a preview of that. So let's click on that. So it has sent a preview to our messenger. So guys, when you come here in your personal Facebook, you could probably see when they click on your ad, the how much is going to show. Then you start interacting with them. In case you have already connected your page to something like a ManyChat, or sometimes a lot of a third-party platform which will help you to interact with them, then when they click on that, like maybe you already set a boot on that, then that is going to respond automatically. So in my next video, I'm going to teach you how to connect a third-party app like ManyChat to your messaging, so that you are not going to do more work, but that that is going to help you to respond to that. So now that we have our messaging template edited, the next thing that we need to do is to click on publish. But guys, I'm not going to click on publish because I have not connected my billing. So if I do that, it is not going to allow to be published. Let's see, or let's try and select to click on publish, and let's see what is going to pop up. So you could probably see that there's going to bring a pop-up like this for you to add your billing information. So go ahead and do that. You can click on next, and that is going to give you the next step. Then you put your card name, card number, you put the date and the CC, and after you finish, you click on save. But if you don't want to do it here, you can also do that from the beginning or before you create your video. So you can just go ahead over here on the left hand side and click on billing, and that is going to bring you to the billing interface. So now when you are here in the billing interface, guys, it's the same thing as we just saw. You just go to payment settings. So after you go there, just wait for a few minutes as it's going to bring the pop-up. Then you can also add the payment method. Then it's going to bring the same pop-up. Then you choose the debit card and you click next, or you choose PayPal, and that is going to bring you to this particular form. So after it finishes, guys, it is going to bring you back to your ad manager, and now you could see your ad in preview. So when you see your ad in preview, this simply tells you that everything is okay and Facebook is reviewing your ad, and now that everything is okay, you are good to go. So when you add your card to it, you will never see it in the draft because I've not added a card to it. That is why we still have it in draft. But in case you add a card to it, we are not going to see it like that. It's going to be in preview. So the next thing that you have to do, guys, remember that we are going to run 3 ad set. So the next thing that we need to do is to check this particular one. Then we come to asset level. Then we are going to duplicate this particular asset twice. So what we are going to do is to click on duplicate, and the next thing that we do is to increase this to 2. Then we click on duplicate. So we just waited for a little while as it is duplicating. Now we are back into the duplicating interface. So guys, we'll just go here and pick one of the one we just duplicate. Then we are going to scroll down here, and we are going to edit this portion, this particular one, which is the audience. So we choose doc at first. So we are not going to choose doc. We are going to change the interest. We are going to pick pet store. So the next thing that we need to do is to delete the first audience we put in there. And now that we have to check the audience size, we have 2 million to 2.6 million. So guys, it's up to you. If the audience size is good for you, you can leave it there. If it is not good for you, you can still just play around and delete this particular engage shoppers, and that is going to increase your audience size. So the next thing that you need to do is to scroll up and change this asset name and put pet store. So now that you are finished, you have to do the same thing to these guys. So you just scroll down over here and just change this particular one. You just scroll down and just change the audience, which is dog. Now we are going to pick a new one, which is card. So we just delete this particular one, which is dog. So guys, you could probably see the audience size is still changing. You can still play around, as I already said. And the next thing that we need to do is to go ahead and click on publish. So now if we click on publish, everything is going to look good and it's going to look decent like this. And everything is going to change from draft to preview or review. So now the next thing that you see over here is going to be in review. If supposedly we already added a credit card or a billing to our ad account. So this is the end of today's video, guys. Try to leave a comment in a comment section if there is something you don't really understand, or there is something you want me to go over. Leave a comment, and also don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, that in case I release any other video, you may have access to that. See you in my next video.